From Mamma Mia, welcome to The Spill, your daily pop culture fix. I'm Laura Brodnick.
And I'm Ksenia Lukic.
And today feels like Christmas because it is Emmys Day for 2025, which is so exciting. So we've actually got 2 big Emmys episodes this week because there's so much to pack in. So today we'll be doing a bit of a red carpet special. And if you're a bit precious, I just say leave the room right now because we're going to do our best and worst looks. We're going to do a little bit of gossip from the red carpet, some heartwarming moments, but basically just share our very honest thoughts.
Yes, and I love the Emmys. It always just feels like a really fun one and lots to talk about. But first, I do want to kind of start with some sad news because I really loved this particular couple and they were an unexpected couple, but I really love them. Nina Dobrev and Shaun White have split up after 5 years together.
It's not very often that I'm shocked by celebrity news. I feel like often you can see things coming. There are so many whispers ahead of time. But when I saw the news, and we should say neither of them have confirmed the breakup, but it has been, I think we're on day 4 now. It started kicking off on Friday, and they're both very online people. So I feel like if this rumor had been going around for over 4 days, they had broken up, they would have said something about it. And also people reported it and said they had spoken to people who know them and they had confirmed it. And usually when people confirm it, it is true. So they've broken up after 5 years and they only got engaged in October of last year. I'm truly shocked by this because I feel like they had a very online relationship and also people were watching their love story the last 5 years, kind of like watching a teen romance or a Netflix movie or something like that.
And it was such an unexpected one. So Shaun White, like pro snowboarder, Nina Dobrev, you know, the darling of television, Vampire Diaries. Like it was just so unexpected. And the way that they met at a Tony Robbins talk, which feels really random to me, in like 2019, they started dating in 2020. You know, she had this beautiful engagement ring. But I think the key thing that a lot of people were thinking is like she's taken the pinned post off her Instagram.
Yes.
You know, we love a source here at The Spill.
Yes. And she put this TikTok up a few days before it was announced.
What's your advice for women trying to fix their man?
Yeah. Listen, Bob the Builder, he's got 10 other women trying to fix him too, and you all look like a damn construction crew.
And so there's a lot of signs leading towards it. I don't know. I know everyone has a very sort of like parasocial relationship with celebrities, but I feel like this couple in particular, and should I say, everything I know about their relationship has just come to me. I haven't sorted out. I don't follow either of them on any social media platforms, not out of a spite or anything like that, but he's a snowboarder. I don't know anything about that. He seems lovely.
He's like the only snowboarder / winter sports athlete I know.
Yeah, he's a world champion. I only know that because he's dating Nina Dobrev. Otherwise, I wouldn't know who he was. And I don't follow her because I comfort watch Vampire Diaries a lot. And she obviously is the big star of that show. So I don't like to see her in real life. But yes, they met at the Tony Robbins convention, yes. And there was a dinner or something that was part of the convention. They were seated next to each other. And that's when he noticed that, because Shaun White said he had no idea who Nina Dobrev was. He said he noticed throughout the dinner that people kept coming up to her and asking for photos. And he was like, who is this girl? So I don't know what to make of that. He has watched the Vampire Diaries since, he has confirmed. But they had a really cute relationship in terms of like, did you ever see this video? This is so creepy of me. And again, I didn't seek it out, just came to me, where they're snowboarding together and she drops her snowboard halfway down the mountain. And so he just like on his snowboard swoops past her, picks her up and carries her down the mountain, holding her to get her snowboard. Like the skill, it is literally the hottest thing I've ever seen. And it just makes every Hollywood actor look just not attractive.
That really tickled my fancy.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. I highly recommend watching it. I highly recommend. And also the bar's low if this is cute, but remember when she had that electric bike accident and she flew off the bike and she broke her leg and she was in rehab for a really long time. There's all those pictures of him kneeling next to her after the accident while they're waiting for the ambulance. Weird that someone filmed this in hindsight. And he's like stroking her hair and like carrying her to the ambulance and stuff. Really cute.
It's a very like, you know, white knight sort of
it is that kind of
care of them. But, you know, I think I have a theory because it was 2020 pandemic. So they moved in together or stayed together during the pandemic, like very early on. So their relationship started pretty intensely.
Yes.
I have a theory about like pandemic relationships, like those ones that start off really, really strong and fast. And then they just end because you're starting at such an intense point in time. So I did a little bit of like digging to see if I could find other pandemic relationships that broke down. There's not that many, but it's my theory and I'm sticking to
Yeah.
it. But Demi Lovato and Max Eric. And then also Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox started dating in the pandemic and broke up. And then Kaya Gerber and Jacob Elordi started dating in pandemic and then broke up.
Yeah.
So this is my theory.
A lot of them were together for a long time post-pandemic, though. I feel like that theory hits more for the people who broke up as soon as you get out into the world again.
Yeah.
Whereas because then all of a sudden you're not just in the house together, you're out in the world. But for like Shaun and Nina, they were out in the world together for a long time.
Don't knock my
I'm not saying
pandemic
it's not
theory.
true, but I'm just saying there was such a, like, they would walk red carpets together, they went to events together, they did interviews together. That's what I'm saying. I think this has hit people so hard because they were so public about each other. It's not like those couples that they never confirm that they're together. And yeah, she has unpinned that engagement post, but that video went crazy because the whole thing was that Shaun White wanted to do this big fancy engagement story. So he lied to Nina Dobrev that they had been invited to this big fancy dinner by Anna Wintour herself personally, which is, I guess, nice of him because he's like, I wanted her to be dressed up and feel good and have her hair and makeup and nails done. And when she arrived to the room, he was there with all the candles and flowers and asked her to marry him with this big ring. And they filmed it all and put it all over socials because I guess they're just that kind of couple. They're just like very public. But I wonder if the sign was afterwards he was saying that he thought for a second she was quite disappointed when she got there because she was really excited that Anna Wintour had invited her to an event. And he's like, oh, I feel like, was she like a little bit let down by the lie? He's like, oh, no, Anna's not here. Like, you weren't invited to anything I'm proposing to you. And she's like, oh, like that's good too. Was kind of the vibe.
And he fully got like the hair and makeup people involved, photographers. Like he really went all in. Anyway, I'm very upset about this relationship ending. I really liked them. I know they were chronically online, but maybe they'll get back together.
Well, the thing is, like, I guess we'll never really know what happened because as public as they are, they haven't said, like, both of all the anonymous sources that are speaking on behalf of them have said that they've just parted ways very mutually. No one did anything wrong. But then the other story out there is that he's cheated on her. And then the TikTok that Nina put up is kind of the line people are drawing. So we might never know. But yeah, my parasocial relationship has ended. Sad for me.
Now to the Emmys.
Okay, and now to the Emmys red carpet. So yes, there's so much Emmys content. We're going to do red carpet today, then come back tomorrow, everyone, for our big ceremony debrief where we'll talk through all the scandal. And don't worry, we'll post all of these looks on our Instagram. So if you want to open the Spill Instagram now, you can follow along with the pictures as we chat or just listen to our beautiful descriptions of these outfits, which will be terrible, at least for me, because I'm not a fashion person. But I've still got a pretty big opinion on what looks good and bad, even though I have no credentials to back that up.
I am okay with it. I am happy to just discuss fashion because I love it. And I also really like the Emmys. I don't know where I want to start. Should I start like really strong or go from like, I'm like, where do you think I should start? Because my brain.
Do you have like one big favorite look that pops into your head when you think of the Emmys today? Like what's the first thing that
Jenna
pops into
Ortega.
your head? Oh my God, yes. Okay, I want to talk about Jenna Ortega. Yes.
Okay. So just as a little description, she's wearing Givenchy by Sarah Burton. Big fat jewels strategically placed and draped across to middle, like midriff, and like a black skirt with a slit and this beautiful dark berry lip, sort of wet look hair, kind of like the wet look hair that we had last week.
Oh, let's not discuss that. No one listened to Thursday's episode or Friday's episode, actually, come to think of it, or weekend watch.
You know what, you got to lean into it. And she looked so incredible. Jaw was on the floor, so beautiful. I actually saw her present. I know you guys are going to talk about the actual show, but I did see her present and you could hear the jingling.
Yeah.
Like, you know how often we're told not to wear anything too jingly when we're recording because it's a pain for any sound production, but just, that's all I can say is,
I think it's one of my favorite looks too. One, because it just stood out in a sea of like everyone wearing glittery column dresses and naked dresses, which has been every red carpet for the last 10 years at least. It just felt like fresh and different. But the reason it was my very favorite look of the night is that, and I haven't seen, maybe there's a red carpet interview that's popped up since we've been recording. I haven't seen her say this, but it's a nod to one of my favorite movies, Death Becomes Her. Yes, so...
If you're watching our VOD, I literally mouthed it while Laura said
I literally, when I was scrolling through the pictures, I saw her wearing that dress and I literally screamed because I thought, oh my God, this is so genius. So Jenna Ortega is friends with Sabrina Carpenter, and she was in Sabrina Carpenter's Taste music video, which they parodied a lot of very famous movies, one of them being Death Becomes Her, which if you haven't seen that movie, have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I just never know. Some people haven't. It's one of my favorites.
I love that movie.
Meryl Streep, Goldie Hawn, just one of the greatest movies ever. So they parodied that music video together, and Jenna Ortega was in that music video. And then the dress that she's wearing to the Emmys with all the jewels is what Isabella Rossellini's character, almost bead for bead, what Isabella Rossellini's character is wearing in the movie when she is this like witch who gives them this potion that will make them love forever. Yeah, and that's when that moment in the movie where she's by the pool and she stands up and like the dress falls down. Oh my God, incredible.
God, I love that movie. I love that movie so much. Like, honestly, 10 out of 10. Favorite look, no notes. And yes, I did get the Death Becomes Her reference. Also one of my all-time favorite movies. I feel like I need to do a whole episode on Death Becomes Her.
Yeah, yes. I will have to look up when the next anniversary is so we can tie that in. Okay, another look. This made me really emotional, and I started getting emotional actually last night because the seating chart was released for the Emmys. So obviously everyone was scanning in to see who was sitting next to each other. And I think about 15 spillers sent me this screenshot, and it was Lauren Graham and Alexis Bledel from Gilmore Girls, their seats together because they're presenting tonight. And they walked the red carpet together, which was really emotional because obviously Gilmore Girls has been off the air for 20 years. But they haven't really been seen in public together, which I thought was also really special because they've both been doing their own thing, but they've also both gone through really big breakups recently, well, in the last couple of years, which is why they've been out of the public eye a little bit. So Lauren Graham broke up with Peter Krause, who was her Parenthood co-star, and then Alexis Bledel broke up with Vincent Carrasa, who was her Mad Men co-star. And a lot of people think one of the reasons that they haven't gone ahead with any of these Gilmore Girls spin-offs that were in the works was because of Alexis Bledel's breakup in particular. So seeing them walking the red carpet together, hugging, Alexis was like in a beautiful glittery gown, Lauren's in a dark gown. Like they both looked lovely, but it was more the sentiment of the moment.
I literally saw that. I wrote it in my notes and I was like, I'm not even going to bother bringing this up because I know Laura's going to.
And thank you to the 20 spillers who sent it to me last night. So important. Their seats were next to each other. I know. We're all on the same page.
It was very sweet. And Alexis Bledel did look stunning. I really loved her dress. I did think she just looked really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
Speaking of couples, because it was a real couple night.
Yes.
At the Emmys this year. It felt like every single couple was there. So I kind of want to start with, you know, our red carpet debut of Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco.
Yes. Oh, but they've went to award shows together. Had they not done a lot of red carpet
posing? No, but
posing?
I think there's not a lot of red carpet posing. So Selena Gomez is wearing this beautiful red gown by Louis Vuitton, drapey, stunning, very, very Hollywood. Benny Blanco, and I know a lot of people have opinions about him, but I love them together. And they're all snuggled up and kissing each other, and there's like lots of PDA. It just felt like one of those moments where I know we've seen them together a lot, but it was just like this, it felt like it really solidified their engagement relationship.
Well, their wedding is really soon. Like she's just had her bachelorette party. They always look really cute together. I really love Selena's look. And I think one of the reasons why she's had like a few rough years at red carpet dressing. She's obviously super beautiful, but I feel like over the years she's looked like her stylist, whoever, like her team, whoever's pulling her together, because there's always like 50 people involved in these looks. I think they've tried to that very kind of like timeless old Hollywood look, but on her and the way they've styled her over the years, she's looked really like a lot of the time the looks I feel like have aged her. She looked a bit matronly, a bit like just not the way we've seen her in the past. So when I saw her in the red and kind of saw the silhouette and how her hair and makeup was kind of simple and stuff, I'm like, oh, I love that they're pulling away from that really kind of almost looked like she was wearing a costume of an older actress on a red carpet instead of dressing like how she could dress.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And look, if you don't know a lot about the way these things are styled, a lot of the times the houses, as in the fashion houses, will be matched up with certain celebrities. So like Margot Robbie was with Chanel for a really long time. Like they will dress certain celebrities for a period of time. So yeah, she's in Louis Vuitton. She looks absolutely gorgeous, and I like them together. And I like that she's like a little bit taller than him. I think it's kind of cute.
I feel like between like her and Benny Blanco and then Zendaya and Tom, this tall girl with a shorter guy thing, I'm really hoping that takes off. Okay, another couple everyone was looking at from the red carpet was Adam Brody and Leighton Meester. Leighton Meester's got almost like a reddish hair, which I love for her. We haven't seen that before. And like, I mean, the gown's beautiful. It's kind of like a high-necked pink, and it's kind of, actually, it's very different to what everyone else is wearing, which I love, with kind of almost like a blue kind of colouring through the skirt. But mostly it's that really rich auburn hair that I'm loving, because she was very famously, when she auditioned for Gossip Girl, she got down to like the last few actresses to play Blair. And then they said to her, because she's naturally blonde, they're like, oh, we really want Blake Lively for Serena van der Woodsen. We've kind of like put the role together for her and we can't really have two blondes. And she was like, don't worry about it, and came back the next day. Like, I don't know if she dyed it herself or she made an emergency salon trip to go brunette overnight so that she could come back and re-audition for Blair Waldorf, and that's how she got the role.
Yes.
And over the years, she's kind of mixed up her hair a few times, but I'm loving the auburn hair. But also Adam Brody looks like he's going to an 80s like formal or prom, and I love that.
Yeah, it's kind of got that more 70s-ish with the ruffles, I feel.
Yes.
So I love the colour of the suit. It's this powder blue. I've got to say, though, again, I do love Leighton Meester, but that colour for me washed her out a little bit. The hair looks beautiful. But one of the moments that I really love from the two of them is they interviewed, they saw an interview with the two of them on the carpet, and Leighton was asked like, oh, what was it like doing Nobody Wants This? She's like, yeah, it was really fun. Like, she just seems so unenthused.
Yeah. I guess she's been asked that question over and over and over again.
You're joining the cast of Nobody Wants This. How is it working together?
It's good.
That's the thing about when celebs like they very visibly are tired of being asked a question. I'm like, I'm sure you're tired of like being asked that, but also like it's your job and you're at a work event. Like, we all have to do things we don't want to do at work. But I should say, like, the Nobody Wants This press tour is when I started liking Adam Brody again, because I loved him, obviously, like every other basic bitch millennial in the world. I loved him in the OC. The years after that, I watched a lot of his different movies and things. I thought he was a great actor, but every time he kind of trash talked the OC a little bit, or he got a little bit angry not angry, but like on red carpets, kind of like rolled his eyes when he was asked questions, I went a little bit off him. And I'm like, I'm sure you're annoyed at being asked that, but it was a huge thing. People do like it. You're on a cult hit TV show. Just suck it up. Like, it's 2 seconds of your life. But then when he did the Nobody Wants This press tour, I don't know if someone on his team said something to him, or he in his mind thought like, this is like my next big iconic role and I can't alienate my entire fan base. So he completely changed his tune and was like really respectful of the OC, but not even the show, but respectful of the fans. Yeah. And I feel like that's made me love him again.
I really love him because I'm obsessed with that show. Keep an eye out for Watch Party, because we are doing a Nobody Wants This season 2 one. I feel like Adam was the one kind of trying to encourage Leighton to be like, yes, we're on a date night. Yes, we're having a great time.
Yes.
Yeah, like he was like trying to kind of lift her up, because she kind of seemed like she didn't really want to talk about it. She did say it was the most fun she's ever had on set, but there wasn't a lot of belief behind that statement.
I think it's just hard because they're weirdly like, they're such a public couple, and that the fact that the two stars of two of the biggest teen shows in the world that are still talked about 20 years later got married is huge. But they're such intensely private people that I know anytime we've interviewed either of them for any different shows they've been on here, the big caveat comes through from their reps ahead of time, like no questions about their life together at home, no questions about their kids, fair enough, no questions about like what they do in their personal life, no questions about this. And again, I understand this, but even like when their home burned down the LA fires and Leighton had to do press for her new show just after that, they were like, don't even ask them how they're feeling, don't say anything afterwards about like condolences or anything, like they're just here to talk about the work. So they're in this weird spot where people care so much about them, and their biggest fear is that we care about their personal life.
Yeah, they're definitely a very private couple in terms of what they want to release.
And then it's interesting because even though they're not walking the red carpet together, I feel like Adam Brody and Kristen Bell, who obviously in Nobody Wants This together, almost like they were couple dressing, even though they're walking walking separately because Kristen was obviously walking with Dax. But she also had this hint of like almost like an 80s prom because she said she had the high ponytail and the glittery dress. Like, again, none of these clothes are like, and none of these outfits are anything to write home about or anything kind of shocking. But I did feel that there was like a little bit of a line between Adam and Kristen both doing like almost a prom kind of formal look for the red carpet.
Yeah, I mean, Kristen Bell had these beautiful cutouts, so that high neck, sort of slick pony, and then also Dax Shepard is just an idiot, and every single photo of him is him like pouting, and I always like them on the red carpet together.
I them too. It's so weird. I mean, do you listen to Armchair Expert?
Yeah.
So I feel like, again, I have a weird parasocial relationship to him because I know so much about their life because he talks for hours about the behind the scenes of their marriage, and sometimes she's on the podcast, but he always talks about how he gets like so nervous on red carpets and at events because he feels like he's not good enough and he thinks people think he's really ugly and that people think that he's only famous because he's with Kristen Bell. So when I'm looking at those photos and it looks like he's having such a good time, but I'm always looking at it being almost like having secondhand like anxiousness for him, being like, are you doing that on the red carpet because it's what you say on the podcast is that you feel really ugly and out of place, or are you just there having a great time because at the end of the day you are a big Hollywood player and everyone loves you? I
feel like it could be that comedian fallback of I'll be funny because that's my defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Rather than, I'm not trying to therapize him, you know.
I mean, he does it himself for hours. So,
but I do feel like there is a little bit of that. Like they put that is their character for a red carpet.
Yeah.
Speaking of characters, I feel like I'm nailing the segues today.
Yeah,
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, it's so funny because like I loved the little white suit, him shuffling down the red carpet. For, again, a man who is so anxious, he does really well. And I speak from personal experience. When I sat like in a room with him, he was so nervous. When I saw him like the night before walk in front of hundreds of people, that's where he comes alive.
Yes.
And he's like almost doing like a Jonathan Bailey. I know this is very over now, but like the slutty little glasses look.
Okay, so he's wearing Celine. He's wearing his double-breasted white suit from Celine. Start from the top. We're going to scroll down. Okay. Hot, double-breasted suit, hot, cream, hot, ballet slippers. Did
Also
you see
hot,
his shoes?
yeah. I thought they were great. You didn't like
God,
them?
I thought he was about to do like, I mean, I have
He's
nothing.
a fashion boy. He's a fashion boy. He loves it.
Like, I love fashion and I love Celine.
Yeah.
But those little slippers, from far they were okay, but up close I couldn't cop them.
Did you think it looked a little bit, my first thought when I saw them is that sometimes you know how like you're going into an event and you have to have like little ballet slippers rolled up into your purse, so you're coming home from like a wedding or the races or something, like obviously not anymore, or like an all-day event and you've had to transfer out of your heels into your little folder ballet shoes to get home. That's what I thought he looked like.
Yeah,
but he kept them on for the red carpet.
I felt like any minute he could strip that suit off and do a pas de deux, version of Sleeping Beauty, which I actually would have really liked. But yeah, I couldn't get around the slippers. They were like that really gave me the ick, and I love Pedro Pascal. The rest of the outfit, stunning, no notes. But yes, the little ballet slippers just gave me the ick.
Okay. Getting the ick from Pedro Pascal.
I know.
It happens with every celebrity at one stage.
Huge,
but like,
it's not going to stop me. I am still a Pedro stan.
Yes.
However, the slippers really
He's
brought
on thin
me down.
ice with you.
Well, yeah, thin slippers.
Thin slippers, thin ice. I also really loved all the Hacks cast being there. That's one of my very favourite shows. It's up for a lot of awards this year. I also thought it was like a really good reminder of how freaking hot this red carpet is for everyone every year. Not hot as in like they all look sexy, as in like they're all dripping with sweat because of the weather in LA. And I saw Hannah Einbinder, who's one of the stars of Hacks, like they had these little portable air cons set up, I think trying to keep everyone, because people have fainted. And also all of those couture dresses, sometimes if you look really closely at them, you can see just sweat patches everywhere. Like it's absolutely crazy. But also they should try doing a red carpet in Australia because that would be so much worse. But I saw Hannah like run towards one of the portable air conditioners, throw herself in front of it and just like cooling down. And then also Megan Statler from Too Much, who's mostly in Hacks.
I'm so glad you
wearing the jeans and saying we need to bring jeans back to red carpets, which I don't agree with unless it's her.
I feel like, again, this is her character. This is her just playing it up and making fun of Hollywood culture. She's literally wearing jeans and a T-shirt. And basically she's like, I'm the #1 star in the USA. Like she just leans into it. She gives no fucks.
Yeah, but her biggest thing is she's there to create like a moment and get the headlines. Like not headlines in a grabby way, but headlines in she wants people to be talking about how funny and interesting she is instead of just being one of the random hot girls. And I guess that fits with her characters
exactly.
as well.
And I mean, we spoke about her for the VMAs when she was wearing the cup dress, and then,
good.
this week she's wearing jeans and a tee. So Megan Statler.
Jeans and a nice top, and also a ceasefire bag, which I thought she was also showing off and she said was very important to her as well. So she's getting a lot of different kind of commentary on her look. But I love that she shows up and she walked along the press line. She did so many interviews talking about everything. And I just think she's one of my favorite people to watch on a red carpet at the moment.
Yes. And after watching too much, I've watched a little bit of Hacks, but I haven't watched a lot of it. But I think after today, I really need to, because I know how lauded it is.
Yeah.
But after watching too much, I did fall in love with her. Now, you're sitting down. So I wanted to.
I am.
Are you sitting down? Well, we're both sitting down. You have a fear.
Yeah.
A bit of an irrational fear.
I don't know which fear. I have so many fears.
You have a lot of fears.
I actually feel they're all quite rational.
Okay. So in our office, you sit next to Tina Burke, our social and entertainment editor. She has something on her desk that you hate and refuse to touch.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this.
And it is.
How dare you show this to me?
It is a Labubu. Laura Brodnick has a fear of Labubus.
Yeah.
Ha!
I hate that, just so you know. I'm glad it's on a screen. Okay, I don't hate that people wear Labubus or have them. Do we know who that is? I didn't even who is it?
Did I actually surprise you
No,
with
I
something?
never checked who was in it. I just scroll right past it. So just sorry, if everyone listening, because then someone walked the red carpet dressed as a Labubu.
So Joella Dynasty from season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race dressed up as a Labubu, which is Laura Brodnick's biggest fear.
I don't like Labubus. They're not on the top of my list. I'm scared of lots of other things that are mostly supernatural or childhood fear-based. But I don't care that people wear them. If you want to hang 10 Labubus from your bag, that you do you. I just think they look like cursed little creatures. They remind me of Gremlins, which scared the shit out of me as a kid, that movie, and still does. Yeah. And to this day, this office, because it's full of basic bitches, no offense, they're all my friends. They're my friends, but they're basic bitches. There's so many Labubus in this office, and I have yet to touch one. Yeah,
you refuse to touch them.
I just think that there's some sort of evil curse with these Labubus, and that one day everyone who has touched them, something terrible is going to happen to them, to the point where that freaking Labubu that sits next to me in this office, it fell over towards me once, and I got so freaked out that I picked up the nearest object to me, which was an umbrella, and I meant to just knock it across the desk, but I accidentally slammed it across like several computer screens, and I don't regret that.
Yeah, so Joella Dynasty is wearing a full-blown outfit, and it's pretty scary. And I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, Laura is going to lose her mind.
I didn't even look at who that was. I scrolled right past it. I was like, that's not for me.
I knew you would not pause on it, but it's quite funny.
And a weird take for because Emmys is not usually, that's more like a VMAs thing. Like Emmys is not costumey, but I guess like break the rules.
But RuPaul's drag is costume, right?
Yeah,
drag is, you know.
I loved I saw quite a few of the Drag Race contestants walking, and they always look, again, not that they're in these weird trends, and again, not even that they're costuming, but even though they are costumes, because you feel like that's their personality coming through, not that a stylist has put them in it.
As RuPaul would say, we're all born naked and the rest is drag.
Yeah, so true.
I hope I didn't traumatize you too much with that.
You have a little bit, but that's okay. Could we do a few more of our faves to go through? I want to talk about some of the
cleanse the palate.
Yeah, just to cleanse the fact. And no one send me pictures of the boo-boos or gremlins, actually, because yuck. They're like little rats with personalities. That's the word, like rats with like mental strength.
I think we need to. You haven't looked at the zoomed in photo though.
No.
I feel like we need to.
No. I don't like Labubus. Their eyes follow you. They've got like darkness behind them. Anyway, so that's that.
Okay, palate cleanser. I
loved all the White Lotus cast being there. Yeah. That was a very cute moment, especially because a whole bunch of them were recently at Patrick Schwarzenegger's wedding. He had his whole like crazy, like the Ratliff family were all there. I didn't see Parker Posey. Maybe she just didn't get on the plane to go. That would be very Parker Posey. She was at the Emmys. I loved her look. Again, I'm sure Parker Posey's look is going to be on a lot of worse dress looks. But again, it just feels like she's got like a cape, like a sheer cape, ruffled, high neck. Again, she does look like a creepy Victorian doll, but that's almost look I can get behind because I feel like it's her personality coming through.
Again, Parker Posey is that quirky. I didn't love it. It's not my style, but I do appreciate it on her. If that makes sense.
Yeah, in a sea of same dresses, I just love when you can tell that someone has their own personal style, and she looked like she was having a fun time. Yeah, all the White Lotus kids looked great. I know Megan Fahey isn't in this new season, but I'll still class her as a White Lotus girl. I thought her look was really dull. Maybe she just wanted to have a comfy night with her friends and wear a nice black dress. I thought that was dull. I thought Lisa from Blackpink, which is how I would just refer to her from the last season, in her pink kind of frothy strapless dress, so much fun. And again, she was just bouncing down the red carpet. But I'm most excited excited in like a really petty, scandalous way that I'm like pure human trash, is that Amy Lou Wood is there and Walter Goggins is there. And this is the first time I've seen them at an event together.
Okay, Walter Goggins is really hot. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. Everyone thinks he's super hot.
I didn't know because he's like an old man, but not an old man. But
I'm not against an old man. So yeah, Walter Goggins is there. I know everyone thinks he's super hot. He doesn't quite do it for me, but I kind of get it. I kind of get the sleazy guy appeal of him. But what I thought was interesting is that there was that whole, remember how White Lotus season 3 finished, and there was this whole thing that Walter Goggins and Amy Lou Wood had a huge falling out. He'd unfollowed her on Instagram. It looked like he blocked her. Pictures came out of her crying in the street. She later said that it was about something different. They both denied it. And then all of a sudden it's like the rumors got too much, and they did that joint interview together talking about the fact there was absolutely no feud and people were so crazy to make things up. And what I always thought happened is that there was some sort of a falling out, and then they kind of mended things, and then they decided that the rumors were too much. But they're both at the Emmys tonight, and I'm pretty sure his partner is with him as well.
His wife, Nadia Connors. And again, they like all kissy and loved up
and
on the
everyone was
carpet.
blaming her and saying that she demanded that Walton unfollow and block Amy Lou after the whole thing. So she was dragged into it. So they're all there and they're all sitting at the White Lotus table. So I'll be super interested how many times the camera pans to them, if they say anything. I think they keep saying that people are so stupid for thinking it's a feud, but I don't think it was.
I really love Brittany Snow. So Brittany Snow is wearing this pink Wiederhoft. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly.
That's
strapless gown, really like strapped in, like body. Again, a very RuPaul's Drag Race reference. She did say that she had to like duct tape herself into the gown, which sounds like hell in the LA
I feel like
heat.
for what most of these celebs do to get into those dresses, that's not even that hardcore.
She looked stunning, and she was doing most of her press and walking a lot with Marlon Ackerman.
Yeah.
Because they're in Hunting Wives together.
Yes.
And they've just announced season 2.
I'm so happy that show's getting a season 2.
Yeah. So they were kind of together most of the night, but I just thought she looked absolutely beautiful in that gown.
I mean, that's the thing, if we can sort of, as we finish up, do kind of closing thoughts. Like, I think apart from like a fun Parker Posey or a Demon Labubu, it was a kind of a very low-key red carpet. And again, I think that keeps happening because now people are so worried about being on a worst dressed list, or people are so worried about going, away from the sort of set path of like glittery column dresses, or there wasn't even a naked dress this year. I feel like maybe we've had like a few big naked dresses recently with like Margot Robbie and Dakota Johnson that people didn't go this way for the Emmys. But I thought overall everyone looked a little bit same. There were no standouts. I just want someone to fire their stylist and go off the beaten track and just wear an over-the-top crazy gown.
Well, I think Jenna Ortega kind of nailed that. And I think
but that's one.
Joella with, the little boo-boo look, I think that was also top for me.
It was, but just think about back in the day when you would see these like kind of show-stopping over-the-top. I just think bring tackiness back to red carpets. Bring over-the-top. Everyone's so worried about stealing anyone's thunder or not dressing appropriately because they're like, I'm not nominated, I might not win. All these politics that go on in the background, just wear a tacky over-the-top dress. It's literally the point of being a celebrity.
So VMAs is like crazy weird. Emmys is like TV kind of fun.
No, I know, but
safe.
Back in the day they used to wear
Golden Globes I think is the most fun, and in terms of like people taking the most fashion risks. Oscars is very, very serious.
Oscars has always been a bit more, but over the years, Emmys, especially back in the day when people weren't so aware of like, It's the thing is, it's happened with celebrities, happened with real people as well. Like personal stars kind of got out the window. Everyone dresses the same in normal life. So you kind of expect that for celebrities. But there used to be crazy Emmys looks because you'd have all these TV stars coming and having like their one really big night that was all about them. And there used to be more crazy looks, but now they're all just using one stylist.
We're both wearing blazers today, so I think we're kind of
but
in
I'm
that
not
camp.
a celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. If I was on the red carpet, I would be wearing something crazy.
I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed it. Oh, Alan Cumming. Did you see his black beard? His black moustache?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, go look up
But
Alan Cumming very, very quickly just to kind of end it.
Yeah.
Because I forgot to mention him. Because he was
end on a moustache from Alan
this
Cumming.
black moustache and white hair, and he's the quirkiest dude and I freaking love him. That's it.